A window into some of the darkest days in human history. At the former Auschwitz concentration camp, the Nazi watchtowers, the barracks and the crematoria still stand. So do some of the train carriages, which carried most arrivals to their death.
We are here to say, never again.
Foreign Minister Penny Wong and Attorney General Mark Dreyfus will represent the Australian government at the 80th anniversary of the camp's liberation. For Mr Dreyfus, it's personal.
My great-grandmother, Ada Runsenberg, then aged 60, was murdered at Auschwitz on the 14th of October 1942.
She was among 1.1 million killed here between 1940 and 1945. The worst of all the camps in the Holocaust, which saw some 6 million Jews slaughtered. The advancing age of survivors making this Holocaust Remembrance Day extra significant.
The commemoration ceremony will be attended by official delegations and leaders from around the world. And seated with them will be some of the last remaining survivors who lived through the horrors that occurred at these camps.
Sydney man Eddie Boas was 3 years old when his family was dragged from their home in The Hague.
My mother threw a tin of talcum powder at the Dutch Nazi who hit her with a gun. And then they pushed us down the stairs. I was in my mother's arms.
Denied a request to join other relatives at Auschwitz, they were sent to Bergen-Belsen camp. Eddie's father, who the Nazis tasked with collecting bodies, smuggled horse food to his family. They survived for 14 months and were put on a train bound for the gas chamber just as soldiers arrived and liberated the camp.
Lots of terrible things happened there. Many people died of starvation.
Now 85 years old, Eddie fears history could repeat.
What happened on the 7th of October could lead, still, in my opinion, could lead to a Holocaust. And what I've seen happening in Australia since 7th of October is absolutely disgraceful.
A pro-Palestinian rally marching past Krakow's Jewish Community Centre just as Australia's delegation was visiting without incident. A seemingly deepening divide across the globe and at home, cause for concern.
Because at this time and in this place, we remember where that can lead.
In Krakow, Poland, Edward Godfrey, 9 News.
If deals are done on the green, then today sanctions were issued from the cart. Donald Trump unleashing fury on Colombia after the country refused to take 2 planes full of immigrants. I've directed my administration to immediately take the following urgent and decisive retaliatory measures. Emergency 25% tariffs on all goods, to be doubled in a week. Trump making an example out of the South American nation whose own president clapped back. Trump, you're going to wipe out the human species because of greed, he wrote, before declaring a 25% tariff would be placed on American goods.
Oh, they'll take them back.
What do you mean by that?
We got President Trump coming to power. President Trump puts America first.
Just hours later, a deal was reached. The White House claiming victory, stating the government of Colombia has agreed to all of President Trump's terms. The tariffs dropped for now. This still the first escalation against another country as Trump moves forward with his immigration crackdown.
Just because we were founded by immigrants doesn't mean that 240 years later that we have to have the dumbest immigration policy in the world.
In just a matter of days, and for the first time in history, US military aircraft have carried out multiple deportation flights. But they're coming under scrutiny. Brazil now demanding an explanation, saying there's been degrading treatment of migrants. We were all tied up, this man says. Donald Trump came into office promising the largest mass deportation effort in American history. 1 week back in power, he's made sweeping directives and there's more to come. The president ordering US officials to ramp up their arrests.
If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table because it's not okay to violate laws of this country.
In Washington, D.C., Lauren Tomasi, 9 News.
Stubbornly high inflation has been the factor keeping interest rates high. But new price figures released by the Treasurer point to the right conditions for the Reserve Bank to finally make a cut.
They're the little noises having a big impact on household budgets. But tonight the federal government is trumpeting price drops loud enough for the Reserve Bank to hear.
This reflects the very substantial, the very sustained progress that Australia has made when it comes to the fight against inflation.
Treasury analysis pointing to big drops in the price of electricity, fuel, furniture, games and hobbies, and household textiles. They will all impact crucial quarterly inflation data, which is released on Wednesday. That will inform the RBA before the next interest rate decision on February 18.
No matter what the number says on Wednesday, it's not mission accomplished when it comes to inflation.
A rate cut remains the ultimate cost of living relief, and cost of living remains the crucial issue at this election. The latest news poll keeping Anthony Albanese as preferred Prime Minister, but the lead has narrowed. The Labor leader now ahead, 44-41.
As a young police officer, I saw the best and worst of our society.
With this in mind, the Coalition launching a new ad focused solely on their leader.
The right decisions aren't always popular, but I'm not interested in taking the easy path.
Tonight, that path runs through Ellie Smith, the independent challenger trying to cause an upset in Peter Dutton's own seat.
It's clear from the turnout today and from the support that we've had that the community is ready for a change.
Charles Croucher, 9 News.
Victorians are paying more when it comes to home insurance, with threats of natural disasters seeing premiums soar, I should say. Pressure is now building on the federal government to step in, with many people now being forced to live uninsured. Isabel Quinlan reports.
In the eye of the storm. It's been almost a year since wild weather hit Merbau North, and while Andy McCarthy's rebuild is complete, he's now taking another hit.
There must be a mistake here, but no, it was literally a 250% increase year on year, I guess just based on the fact that we had some storm damage at our house and we had to make a small claim.
ABS data shows over the past 12 months, insurance premiums have risen by 11% on average. Experts warn it's likely to only get worse, with millions of homes under threat of natural disasters like bushfires and floods.
Home and contents insurance was the first essential item that people stopped paying for when things got tough.
It becomes a choice between